Mr. B back with your Monday, June 8th post. So this will be your next assignment for the next little while. I won't be assigning anything new prior to the 19th. So that gives you this whole week and all of next week to work on this because you are doing a presentation and having to do a little bit of research for this assignment. So you can come back 2 Mondays from now for your next lesson. And so we're going to talk about natural disaster. So I'll take you through the PowerPoint that'll give you a little bit of information on what you need to do for your project. And then we'll go over the project pages and what I expect from those. So just jumping over here. Just start off by thinking about what are natural disasters. So that could range from volcanoes to hurricanes, stuff like that. Just brainstorm some general ideas about what natural disasters are and some examples of natural disasters that occur near the Earth's surface. So hurricanes and thunderstorms, if you want to consider that happen above the Earth's surface, you want to think of ones that happen at or near the Earth's surface, just to streamline your process a little bit. After you've done that, we will get on to our presentation. And so, because I'm giving you a little bit more time, ideally I would like to see a PowerPoint, but once again, if you don't have access to that kind of stuff, just filling out the pages of the booklet that I will show you shortly will be enough. Just make sure you have good quality information and you tell me where you got your information from. If you want to do a natural disaster other than the ones that I've listed, because I only give about 4, because these are ones that do happen near the Earth's surface, that's fine. Just make sure you run it by me before you get too far into the project, and I may kibosh and say, no, that one doesn't really work. So just make sure if you're doing something that's not listed, that you come and just check with me first by sending me an email. So having said that, the 4 that you can choose from are earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanic eruptions, or mudslides. Those are the 4 ones that you can choose from. If you want to do something different than one of those 4, then you have to come and just double check it with me. Your presentation has to include the following information. So what is the natural disaster? So identify what the natural disaster is. So whether that's earthquake, mudslide, what have you, and how it occurs. So the process by which a mudslide starts. Like how does a mudslide begin, or where does it start from? What causes it? Stuff like that. And be sure to explain how it relates to the Earth's surface. You have to talk about then the impact of the natural disaster. So you want to identify and explain what the impact of the natural disaster has on the Earth, on its people, on the area that it occurs in, and stuff like that. Basically, its overall impact on the environment, society, and people. And its relationship to other natural disasters as well. So you want to explain how the natural disaster is related to other natural disasters. Is there a natural disaster that causes your researched event to occur? So let's say a big storm happens. Does that cause mudslides to happen more frequently? Or if there is an earthquake, does that tend to lead to more tsunamis or something like that? Just, is there a connection between another natural disaster and your natural disaster? And then the last one that you have to talk about is a current event. To describe a current event related to the natural disaster or catastrophic event. Be sure to explain the event. Be sure to explain the impact that event is having or has had on the people and the Earth. So this may be if you're doing mudslides again or a volcanic eruption. When was the most recent volcanic eruption? When was the last devastating one? Like if you pick one, explain why you picked that one and how catastrophic it was, and the effect that it has on the people or is still having on the people in the area that it's been affected, that have been affected by it. This part you don't have to worry about, so during the presentations, because you're not going to be making them to the class, you don't have to worry about this part just because you're not going to be presenting them, so it gives you guys a little bit of time off. You just have to worry about making the presentation itself. A booklet will be provided, which we'll go over in just a second, to help you organize your research, and you will also hand this booklet in. Again, I would like to see it done in a PowerPoint style, but if you're just handing me the booklet because you don't have access to the PowerPoint stuff, that is okay. So, having said that, we will now go over the pages of your booklet. So, page number 1, again, here are your options. So, earthquake, tsunami, volcanic eruption, and mudslide. And this just goes over, again, the requirements that you need to have and the things that you need to talk about in your presentation, with the due date being June 19th is when I would like to see these projects get handed in by. We then move on. So, this is just more information. So explore the natural disaster that you are researching, explain what the natural disaster is and how it occurs. So if you're not doing the presentation, this is where I would like your information for the first question to be written. Using the map below, identify where the natural disasters tend to occur. So if it's all over the earth, you can just note that in the writing part. If it's in specific areas, just make sure you draw like a colorful line or do a circle around the area, something that identifies on the map where these natural disasters tend to occur. After that, this is just more so its relationship to the Earth's surface. What is the relationship of the natural disaster to the Earth's surface? So do shifting tectonic plates cause this? Do volcanic eruptions lead to this? Stuff like that. The impact of the natural disaster. So how does it impact humans, positive and negatively? And how does it impact the Earth, positive and negatively? And then the last part right here is when was the last or where is there currently your natural disaster happening, and how has it impacted the people around that area. The last page you'll have access to, and you don't have to worry about it too much, but it's just to sort of give you an idea of what I'm looking for. This is just the template. This is the rubric for this assignment. So a level 4 is obviously 100, and then there's different levels that you can read about the kind of information that you need to include to get that kind of level. This is just for your information. You don't have to do anything with it. But that is all. And again, you guys have until the 19th. I won't be posting any lessons in between. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you back in a couple of weeks.